Hello everyone to Information and Communication Technology Feb and March 2018 paper 3 for data analysis or spreadsheet. So let's start with the very first task, that is preparing the evidence file. So we have to open the evidence file, RTF file. So let's go after extracting the folder. Let's open the evidence file. And we have to add in the header section our information from name, center, and candidate number. So double click here. In the section, add the blank 3 columns. Add your information starting with the name, center number, and your own candidate number. The next question that we have to save it in the word processor or the word processing document or with its own extension, and we have to name it according this name. The last part we have to care about it is putting our own candidate number. So let's go to file, save as, browse. Make sure you're browsing in your own working area. Paste the name and change the candidate number, and don't forget to change to the Word document extension or type. Let's save it. As you can see here, it changed, but make sure it is in your file also. It changed over here. So that was task number 1. Task number 2, starting with the spreadsheet. You will prepare a spreadsheet model to calculate the cost of building bricks walls for a construction company called Bobby's Bricks. Apply the most efficient formula to this model using the data provided. So we have to find the most efficient formula to use it. And all currencies values supposed to be in pound, sterling pound, and it's supposed to be in 2 decimal places. All the dimensions mentioned in this spreadsheet, it's supposed to be shown in meters and cubic meter. Any part of the brick must be rounded up later to the nearest whole number, and any foundation of a building supposed to be called footings. 1 meter, just general information, is always equal to 100 centimeter, or 1 which is 1 meter, equal also to 100 centimeter, the same. Explain your own words the order in which mathematical operations are performed within a spreadsheet. So we have to put our answer in the evidence document and type your explanation in the evidence document. So usually in mathematical operations we have a rule that is called BODMAS rule. To find about BODMAS rule, BODMAS rules usually depends on first the B, which stands for, let's go for this one. Let me open this picture, and it's a small picture but it explains a lot. So as you can see, BODMAS rule, it is the ordering of mathematics operations, especially in computers it can be used. So the B, the priority means the B starting from B till S. B is the highest priority, means whatever is located in brackets, it will be calculated first. Then the orders will come. After that, the division, then multiplication, addition, and subtractions usually happen at the end. So this is the rule that BODMAS usually happens. So how to explain it? As you can see over here, we have 4 points. So let's explain this in 4 points. So let's write it down. So let's say that brackets have the highest priority. So they are calculated the first. Secondly, the exponents, or what we call it, the orders, they're second priority, like powers, roots, and etc. Third, we have divisions. Multiplications comes next, as you can see. And then at the end we have addition and subtraction. Last thing is addition and followed by subtraction. Okay, so this is the mathematical order that we could explain it. After that, let's go to the next question. open the file that is called calculator.csv, and we have another CSV file which is called breaks in a spreadsheet package, and examine the content. Format the calculator CSV spreadsheet to look like the following down here. So let's try to open both files. We have the calculator, the first file, and let's open the second file as well. So they told us to examine these two files, examine their contents. So let's go to the very first file first of all, and let's open it. So as you can see here, Bobby's breaks goes calculator for freestanding break walls. It is related to the break walls. So as you can see here, we have data entry. Okay, those are all data entries, and seems we have to put all our data entries over here, or formulas or functions over here. So starting with the data entry, we have different things. Foundings or footings over here. Break work will be over here. And this is like a helping to tell us what to enter here. So this is like an explanation or its own units over here. This is a separate seams of table over here, which holds soil code, the type of the code, and then the width and the depth of the footing. Let's check the next file, which is the bricks file. Okay, as you can see here, code and brick name. This reminds me of what we found it. Oh no, this is a soil code. Okay, that's totally different. Seems to, yes, it's different. As C here stands for Chiltern, and here C stands for clay. So it's totally different, not related with this. So we have this related only to bricks. So we have code name, the brick name, the thickness, length, bag, and cost. Okay, so let's just keep this as an idea, and then we have to format this calculator file as to look like this one. Okay, let's keep them next to each other, or I'll just keep it big, and let's go to this file first of all, and then starting from A till C, we can combine these Bobby's bricks or merge them. So A, B, C, let's merge it, and second also row, let's merge it, and then for number 1 and 2, let's take them with the black background and white font, and let's make this with the font that is similar to the font you're seeing over here. No need to be exactly the same. Whatever you find it similar, just use it. And seems the alignment is to the right side, so make it to the right. If you want to spend a little bit more time and find something similar, you can do. Just don't waste a lot of time trying to find a very similar. Okay, that's more or less the same, so I'm going to keep this one. You can make it a little bit larger. And this one seems also bold, so I'm going to keep it bold, and maybe you can change the font if you like to. I'm going to keep it as it is. And then 3 is going to be empty, but 4 is going to be merged. As you can see, ABC, ABC. So I will done all of them to be merged. This also, and this one as well. This one we're going to leave it as it is, and I think we're done with formatting. Okay, that's all. Right now let's move to the next part. Save a spreadsheet with the file name, which is M, then followed with your center number and candidate number. So I'm just going to even copy this name. Mainly with the spreadsheet files, always remember whenever you're going to save it, first of all, let's choose our okay, it's in our working area. Let's put the name, center number, and candidate number. Most important part is saving it with the Excel workbook. Saving with the CSV, later we will have trouble that the formula and functions are not going to be saved. Only values will be saved. So save it. Great, right now it's saved. Make sure it is in your file over here. Okay, yes, it's here. And let's carry on to the next question. Evidence, taking a screenshot showing only cells from A1 till C26 of your spreadsheet, including the row and column headings. Place this in your evidence file. So till C26. Okay, let's zoom it. Here is 26 and here is C. You have to include the rows and headers. So let's take a screenshot. And let's put it in our evidence number 2. Okay, after that, let's go to place your name, center number, candidate number on the right in the footer. So we need it on the right in the footer. So not in the evidence file, what we mean here. So let's go to view, click on page layout, go to the footer on the right side. What we need to put the name, center number, and candidate number. Okay. After that, place the automated file name, including the file path, in the center of the header. Okay, so to do this, let's go back again. Here, header, center. Let's go to insert, in design, and we need to put the file name and file path. Let's just click on file path. It will add both path and name. As you can see here, path is showing, including the name of the file. Okay, right now let's close this to normal. Actually, the header and footer will be still there available. If you try to click on print, they will be still there. So we just change the view to be normal so we can work comfortably. Okay, so for steps 4 to 18, so starting from here until 18, you may enter test data to help you create your model. So we're free to enter any data to check our results. Okay, so restrict the data entry in cell B5 to S or D or S or D, capital or small letter of D. And then we will put this letter to 3. Okay, to do same as in B5, so let's go to B5 over here, and then we need to restrict the entry to be, we cannot enter any letter except S or D. We cannot enter any other letters. So to restrict this, let's go to validation. Let's go first to data. From data, let's check data validation, and let's only allow a list of numbers. And those numbers are S, D, capital S, and capital D. And click on OK. Okay, here we go. So let's see if I used any of them or I typed it. It's working. Let me type D, it's working, capital D also working, W, it will refuse and it will show me a warning message. After that, evidence, take a screenshot showing that you restricted the data entry in B5. Place this in your evidence. So let's keep this as evidence tree and let's show them this data validation. So take a screenshot for this and paste it in evidence number 3. Okay, for the next question, restrict the data entry in cell B6 to accept only entries from the list of soil codes in the soil type table. So B6, we need to restrict the entries of the soil code, I believe. Yeah, to accept only entries from the list of soil codes in the soil table. Okay, in the soil type table over here. Not this one, definitely, yes, this one. So we need only to allow B, C, G, S, and T to be entered here. Nothing else. So we have two ways. We have to go to data validation and enter only these letters, or we easily can do it in a better way and more efficient way by clicking on data, selecting this list, and over here instead of typing you just can go and select directly from here, and it will choose your it will even fix it in from here till here. Click on OK, and as you can check here, oops, no, I'm going to make it back again. Okay, as you can see here, the letters are coming from here. If you try to put something else, it's not going to accept it. Okay, so right now let's move to the next question. We have again evidence here to show the same thing. So let's show again. Click on data validation, click on this, the next question, number 6, enter a formula in cell B12 which, depending on the soil type, enter a formula in B12, okay, which depending on the soil type, we need to check the soil type. Still again here, this soil type. Display the depth of the footings. So first of all, B12, so where is B12 over here? We need to be depending on the soil type, which is over here. How can we depend on the soil type? Definitely from the soil code. So we will read the soil code from here, and we will display what? The footings, the depth of the footing. So to do this, we need to use one of the formulas to decide this. So let's go over here, and the most efficient formula that we can think of it is the VLOOKUP, as these are vertical or column, so we can easily indicate any index that or any column we wanted. So to do this, let's start to use VLOOKUP. So the value we're looking for it first, coming mainly from this code. So whatever code is selected here, that value's depth will be showing over here. Okay, comma, table array. The array will be coming from here. We want to show the depth of the footing. Okay, so we have to select from here till the last table. After that comma, we want to show this column, so 1, 2, 3, 4. After that, it's going to be exact match. Did I select exact? Oops, okay. Okay, So here it is working. So when I select over here G, so G's deepness or depth of the footing is 0.8. Okay, let's change this one. So this changing to 1. Let's select B, for example, supposed to be 0.5. Okay, great, it is working. So let's go to the next part of the question, and let's say in B13, depending on the soil type again, display right now the width of the footing. Again, the same way exactly. First we display the depth. Right now we want to display the width. As you can see here, the depth in deepness and the width is the height. So let's just again VLOOKUP, and then the value will be again coming from the same code from here, and the table array you can just extend it till here. We don't need the footing anymore, but it's optional, you can select it. Column index is 1, 2, 3, so we want to show this third column. And finally the last one is false, and press over enter. As you can see, we selected B, so we have 0.6 and 0.5 deepness. Let's check C, 0 will change to 0.8. As you can see here, it's 0.8. Okay, let's go to the next part. Enter a formula in cell B14 which calculate the length of the footing. This is how to calculate the length, so we want to find the length. So B14 will be the next over here. As you can see, the long, there is nothing here showing the length, so we have to calculate it by ourselves. They're telling us the formula. It is the length of the wall plus the width of the footing minus 10 centimeter. Okay, before that, as you can see, most of the things in meters, and the value here also chosen in meter. So we have to keep in mind that this number is minus 10 centimeter. It has to be converted to meter. So don't forget also to convert it, the small number to a bigger number from here. Okay, let's keep this in mind. That's the point. Let's apply this formula. So equal, let's read the question. It's the length of the wall first of all. So let's select the length of the wall. You will find the length of the wall is over here. So this bracket. After that it says plus the width of the footing. The width of the footing is actually, okay, above us is over here. This is the width minus, we have to say 10 centimeter. So 10 centimeter will be, to convert it to meter, we have to divide it by 100, which is going to be 10%, which is 0.1. Okay. So let's go back again. Minus 0.1. Okay. One value is still missing here is the length, so we're allowed to use any testing data. So let's choose any testing data. As you can see here, as I put any testing data, it is changing. I'm just going to keep this testing number here, and let's carry on to the next questions. Enter a formula in B15 to calculate the volume of concrete needed for these footings. This is, okay, so to calculate the volume of the concrete, let's check it here. B15, which is the concrete footing having a volume of how much? The depth of the footing multiplied by the width of the footing multiplied by the length of the footing. So let's take the depth of the footing. So equal depth of the footing, which is here, then multiplied by the width of the footing multiplied by the length of the footing. Okay, so that's the results to calculate the V15, which is the volume of concrete needed. Okay, so let's go to the next question, which is B16. Enter a formula in B16, which is the concrete for the footings will cost. How much will it cost? So again, cost is a currency, not to forget it. So to calculate the cost of the concrete of this footing, the price is £120 per cubic meter. So to calculate this, let's go. So it's going to be, here is the value, the concrete, which has per cubic meter. So this is the value for cubic meter. We have to, if we need to calculate its whole cost, we have to multiply each cubic meter by 120 pound. Okay, let's set this and let's make it into pound. We can have it over here. This is a euro. We have to go, okay, it's over here. If you cannot find it, you can go to more currencies and you can choose it from here. Let me choose it better from here. If it is difficult to find it, I just can locate it through the okay, so we can use from here. You have to look a little bit, English, United Kingdom, and then don't forget to choose also 2 decimal places and click on okay. And the more you change the number over here, these numbers are going to be giving you different, but mainly it's supposed to be in 2 decimal places. For the next part of the question, or next question, enter a formula in cell B19 to look up the break name. So we need to find the break name, and using the data from the file, which is another file. Okay, let's go and have a look what they mean by B19, and we need to find the break name. B19, so type of the break chosen, and we need to choose it from over here, from those codes, or from that another file. Okay, and so the code's supposed to be entered somewhere here, the type of break chosen. So the break chosen, okay, here. So the break code supposed to be entered over here, and the name supposed to be appeared over here. For example, I'm just going to put, let's say, Z over there. Is there any something that is occurring twice? I cannot see so far. So let's try to put Z there so we can see the result there. So please enter the break code. We already put it, and here we should get the name as we entered the break thing. Okay, to do this, again, those are in columns, and we have to put here VLOOKUP. So let's choose the VLOOKUP. So the value will be taken from here. The table array is supposed to be from here, but it's not working because of some issues. And to solve that issue, I have to go to the file over here. Okay, I can close it. I can go to the file over here, open it, and open that file. It's already over here, you will find it. And let's do it one more time. So VLOOKUP, the value is taken from here. The table array is supposed to be from here. Actually all I need is just the break name, so it's alright to take it till this 2. After that, put the comma, and the column index is number 2. After that, choose the false to be total approximate or exact match. So let's check it. Yes, it is working. Engineering C, which is the name for the Z code. So let's try M. It's supposed to be multi-facing. Okay. Here we go. We're having 2 M. One is here, one is here. Okay, anyway, this is not an issue as there is nothing mentioned about it. And let's go to the next question. Okay, if a wall is single skin, which is seems what S is denoting for it, in the beginning we used S and D, only 1 brick thick, means the only 1 layer, and longer than 1.2 meter. Okay, that's the length, and higher than 0.725 meter, it needs supporting with piers. So only if those 1, 2, so let me put all this together. So I have here 1 criteria, 2, 3 criteria. Only if those 3 criteria are matching, then there is something we'll be needing as a support. So what we need to do, enter a formula in cell B20 to display yes if the wall needs those supportings, and no if it doesn't need those pier supporting. Okay, so let's try it in B20. Let's go have a look in B20. B20 over here, does the wall require supporting or piers? We only need to put yes or no depending on those criteria. As this question have 3 conditions, we can use if with and. As you can see here, and between them is the common, so we have to use if and they are separated by and. Only if it is a single skin and it is longer than 1.2 meter, the wall, and higher than 0.25. Let's go and apply it right now. I can say that I'm going to start with and I'm going to put all the logics in and. The skin, this is supposed to be equal to S, but as you can say, there are like capital S and small s, so let's capitalize all of them and let's make them to uppercase. To do this, you just can say upper around B5. So let me just remove this and say upper this B5, and it's supposed to equal to what? To capital S. So means whatever we click over here, it needs to be capitalized and saved in the capital way. The next logic that we have to do it, which is the length of the wall supposed to be longer than 1.2 meter. So the length of the wall is, as you can see, those are the footing. The length of the wall is over here, so this one is supposed to be longer than 1.2. Okay, second thing that's supposed to be the third condition, and higher, the wall supposed to be higher than 0.725 meter. So where's the height of the wall is over here, and it's supposed to be higher than 0.725. Okay, great. And let's close this and bracket. So we did what? We did the and over here. After that, what we will do, we will put the if, and we're going to put this whole logic of the and, those 3 conditions, as the logic test over here. Okay, the true and false values will be yes or no. So put your comma over here. So here you go, it become bold if it is true. What to do if it is true? Show yes. Then the last comma to show it is no. And close your bracket, and let's see. This saying no because one of the conditions or more than one condition can be wrong. So let's try to select over here to be S. Okay. Second condition, they want 0 point to be longer than 0.1. So let's make it 3. And the third condition, they want it to be the wall higher than 0 point. Actually, there is nothing here, so let's try to put at least 1. And here we go, it's showing yes. Okay. So that was the part of the question. You need to be careful while you're doing each part of this question. Okay, if piers are needed, that means if it is yes, they should be placed at each end of the wall and every 1.2 meter long the wall. Enter a formula in cell B21 to calculate the number of piers needing for the wall. So translate what is the meaning of this question. That means that first of all, that whenever we get that the pier, we're getting the pier to be yes, means it needs supporting. And second part, that if it is longer than 1.2, it's definitely longer than 1.2, then we have to calculate how many piers are we needing at that time. So let's check from here. For example, here is the length of the wall. So let's say we have the length to be 3. So the piers will be divided by 3 divided by 1.2, right? And we can get around 2.5. But to decide the number of piers exactly, it needs to be an integer number. So I mean exact number without decimal number, because there are piers that we're supporting. So if we have the height or the length of the wall to be 3, we're going to get 2 piers in the middle over here. Okay, but according to the question, there will be more. If piers are needed, there should be placed at each end of the wall also, and every 1.2. So far we calculated 1.2, each 1.2. So let's say this is 1.2, 1.2, this is 1.2. Okay, let's say this is the wall. Okay, this is the length of the wall. Okay, we said it's supposed to be 3, right? So let's say this is, okay, let me add. Okay, so this is the length of the wall, and we're supposed to be adding over here 1 pier, and this is 1 pier. Each say is going to be 1.2. This is 1.2, this is 1.2. So I'm going to need 1 pier over here, another over here. And then according to the question, we're going to need 1 over here at each side and another over here at this side. So it's going to be 2 plus more 2, which is going to be 4 pier. So 4 is what we're supposed to be appearing here right now, according only if it is yes and if it is more than 1.2. Okay, to translate this into a formula, let's try to do it, and let's try to check it out how it will be. Okay, so we have to place it, where to place it, in B21. So here is B21. So we need to calculate if the piers are needed. Then we need to calculate the formula to calculate the number of piers. needed for the wall. So let's say, first of all, we have to say if B20 is equal to, yes, that's the first condition, okay? Then if it is true, what to do? We need to calculate how much piers we are having. In case we don't, if it is no, then just keep it 0. Don't calculate it, because they didn't ask us what to do if it is no. So if it is yes, let's calculate it. How to calculate it? We have to say the length of the wall here divided by 1.2. Okay? And then what we need to do, we need it to be exact integer. So let's put this as an integer. Okay, so that's the first thing. Plus we need 2 more piers to be at each side, so plus 2. Okay, so that's the calculation. And then after that, if it is false, it's supposed to be just 0 showing. So here we go, it's showing 4 because we're having here the length of the wall to be 3. If we increase it, it will keep increasing and calculating the right integer for us. Okay, if it is no, then it will definitely, let's try to change it, it will show 0. Okay, so the next question, that was question number 13. Question number 14. A course is single layer of bricks. A wall is built with many courses. Enter a formula in cell B22 to calculate the number of bricks per course. So a course is, so what is a course? A course is made of a single layer of bricks. And a wall usually is built with many courses. So a wall is like a lot of layers of those single layers. Okay, so enter a formula in cell B22 to calculate the number of bricks per course. So we need to know the number of bricks per each course. Per each layer, we need to know how many courses we have. This is the length of the wall divided by 0.225. So let's go to B22 and divide the length of the wall. The length of the wall is over here, divided by 0.225. So according to the question in the beginning, if we checked it, they asked us that any part of the brick must be rounded up to the nearest whole number. So we will need to round up this number. So all you need to do is just to put round up here, and then that's the number that we're going to get it. And if you want to round it up to which number, we said to round it up to the whole nearest number, that's 0, and close it. We got that rounded number. So to go to the next question, enter a formula in cell B23 to calculate the number of courses. This is the height of the wall divided by 0.06. So let's go to B23 and let's say the height of the wall. Am I correct? Yes, the height of the wall divided by 0.666. No, just 66. 0.66. Again, as it is part of the break, we need to make it, we need to round it, we need to round up to the whole number. question number 16 is a little bit long and tricky question, so we need to analyze it and read it carefully. So it says that we enter a formula to B24 to calculate the number of bricks you will need to buy. So we need to know how many bricks we need to buy. So B24 is going to be over here, and we need to decide how many bricks. And of course the number of bricks cannot be like quarter or half, 1.5 or 10.5 or 10 1/3. So the numbers should be integer. That's one point, you should remember it. So we need to round it up later at the end. Okay, so let's analyze the question first of all. The question says if the number of the brick is a single skin, which is S, so the number of the bricks will be per course multiplied by the number of courses. The number of the bricks per course, which is over here, this is the number of this one, the number of bricks per course. That's the first one, B22, and the second is the number of courses, which is B23. And we need to make it in all the cases to be capital letter to convert, even though if we selected small s, it have to be converted to capital S. So that's the first part, it belongs to the single skin. Second part, it says if you chose to be double skin, at that time this value will be multiplied twice. So you can take the same value, multiply it by 2, or you can plus it twice and you can get the same amount exactly. I'm going to just multiply it by 2. The third part says for both double and single skin. So for both skins, whether you selected S or D, there will be always an extra 10% fees added to the cost. That's in case there are some damaged bricks. So to calculate the 10% plus 10 divided by 10 plus 100 and divided by 100, and we're going to get 1.1. 1.1 will be multiplied by the whole formula. So this will be the last part, will be applied to the formula at the end. Then if the piers are used, extra bricks are needed. If the piers are used, then extra bricks will be definitely needed. This is to calculate, we have to plus the number of courses, which is B23. Okay, over here the number of courses multiplied by the number of piers, which is 21. Okay, let's convert this into a formula right now. So we need to put our formula in B24 over here. So starting with, first of all, if, as we said, if B5 equal to S, B5, the single or double skin, whatever we're choosing, equal to S, whether it is small or capital, we need to convert it always to be capital. So we will put the upper function. Okay, so that's our logical test first of all. And then if it is true, if it is a single skin, then let's apply whatever applies here, or talking about single skin. So first of all, this is talking about single skin. So if it is single skin chosen, then we have to multiply B22 with B23. So B22 multiplied by B23. Okay, let's look for another condition if it is also choosing to be single skin. The second one is talking about double skin. Third one is talking about both of them, so it doesn't only apply to single skin. The fourth one is talking about if the piers are used, then extra bricks are needed. One is going to be showing yes. We have a condition showing yes whenever it is showing single. So that means it belongs to the single case. So whenever it is over here, whenever it is yes, that means it is also using S. Okay. So what they're asking to plus it and then to multiply B23 by B21. So we have to put plus and we have to say B23 multiply by B21 over here. Okay, so after this we put a comma for the false value, And let's see what we need to do right now. Right now it's going to be related to the D or double skin, because not anymore to the S. So in this case, we're done with the fourth part. We're done with the first part. Third part will belong to both, so I'm going to leave it for the end. So here that belongs to the double skin. So we need to apply this formula in case it is double skin. So B22 multiplied by B23 multiplied by, so B22 multiplied by B23 multiplied by 2. Okay, so that's it. We close our if and let's check it. Okay, so far we're getting 500 bricks, but there is still one part missing where both those skins should be multiplied with this number 1.1. So for this case we can multiply 1.1 to the whole function, and here we go, we get it, the whole formula. As you can see, we're getting a decimal number. As I said, that bricks cannot be with decimal number. It have to be like how many pieces we need here. So we need to avoid it. To avoid this, we have to use roundup function. So let's put roundup in the beginning. And as it is asked in the beginning of the question, we have to round it up to the whole number by putting 0 here. And here we go. We got the exact amount of bricks. Okay, after that, let's go. So that was question number 16. Let's go to the next question, which is question number 17. Enter a formula in cell B25 to calculate the number of packs of bricks that must be bought. You can only buy bricks in full packs of 390. So I need to buy bricks, and it need to be per each pack it need to be 390 packs of bricks. So that's going to be in B25. So I'm going to take the number of bricks and divide it by 390 to get one pack for each time. As you can see, the packs cannot be also half or quarter, so I need to round it up and make it to the whole number. Wait a minute. Okay, then 0. Okay, great. So that was question number 17. Let's go to question number 18. Enter a formula in B26 to calculate the cost of buying the bricks using the data from that external bricks file. So let's have a look at B26. It needs the cost of the bricks. Again, any cost supposed to be in pound and 2 decimal places. And we need to know the cost of the brick. We already chose actually the brick over here. Yeah, here is the brick showing this is the name of the brick. Those are all information of the brick. So we chose the brick here. So if I chose another brick, yeah, that's the brick, and its cost supposed to be showing here. The cost supposed to be taken from this table. So if it is M, it's supposed to show this one. And let's see. Okay, let's go and check over here, and let's put our formula right now. So to calculate the cost of the brick, we need, or just to check it, just to bring it from here, we need just to type over here VLOOKUP, as all of them are columns, so we need to use the VLOOKUP. The value will be taken from here. The array table will be taken from here, and of course you have to skip the header and you just go to the content, and we have to go to the very last column also, because we need the cost column. After that, comma and the index, which is we want to show the cost one. So cost is 1 2 3 4 5 6, so it is index number 6, and then finally it is the exact match, and here we go. So it is a VLOOKUP. So because we chose M supposed to show us 340. So if we choose Y, it's supposed to be 362. Okay, it's working. And then let's go to the next question. Apply appropriate formatting to all of the cells. To apply the appropriate, okay, this is a cost, so I am going to make it the same. Instead of choosing from here again, if you already applied one specific format to one cell, you just can copy it from here and apply it over there. So make sure the rest of your formattings are correct. And okay, save the file and print only cells from A1 till C26 and showing the formula, and make it in landscape mode. Column and rows are displayed. All of the contents are fully visible. Make sure your name, calculate, center number, everything is showing. So let's go highlight it, starting from A1 till C26. After that, go to the print, and what you have to do, because there are other cells showing, just go and make sure you're only printing the selected cells, so those other cells will disappear. After that, showing the formula. Okay, I forgot to show the formula, so let's go back again. Go to formula. Okay, after you show the formula, look over here, some of the parts are not showing, so always make sure to adjust it. Okay, right now showing. Let's go back again to print. As you can see, it's like showing all of it, and it got divided into 3 pages. Okay, the next part is supposed to be landscape, so it's already in landscape orientation, and row and column headings are displayed. Let's go to page setup, sheet, and row and column headings. Okay, the contents of all of these cells are fully visible. We can see that the contents, all of them are visible, just they're divided into 3 pages. We can just print it like this because it is not asking for to be in a single page. If we want it to be on a single page, what we can do, we just can go and make it fit into 1 page. And let's see, if you try to print it out and the printing is okay, then you can use it. If the printing is not okay, then you can go and adjust it back again to be to a specific size. Probably maybe we can make it or 200% as you like. Right now I made it into 2 pages. If it's not fitting on 1 page and it is too small, then you can make it into 2 pages, as long as it is not mentioned in the paper to be fitting on 1 paper. So that was printout number 1. For printout number 2, okay, we still have this question, and let's check the question first of all. So enter data to build a single skin wall. Okay, and we need to put the rest of this data. All our data that we put it previously, it was based on our testing numbers. We just need to put right now the exact numbers they're asking us. So first of all, just let me make sure that it is showing the value. So I'm just going to make it back to value so I can put the numbers. Let's highlight all of it and adjust it again. Okay, let's go right now. First of all, select single skin. It's already S, whether capital or small. Okay, and the soil code is supposed to be B. So your soil code is over here, this one. You have to go and select B. The brick code is supposed to be R. Your brick code is over here, so type R. Then the length of the wall, so that's the length and height of the wall, supposed to be 400 centimeter. Remember all, let's go first. Okay, it's over here. Remember, all of those numbers are in meter, as you can see mentioned here. So we need to convert 400 to meters. So 400 divided by 100, it's going to be 4. For the height, it's 60. So 60 divided again by 100 is going to be 0.6. So 0.6 for the height. Okay, so print only cells from A1 to C26, and we have to keep showing the values. So I already make sure the values are showing. Let's go back again, highlight from the first one till this one. After that, make sure that the printout, okay, here it fits on one single page. Everything's supposed to be fully visible, and our name and candidate number and information also visible. So let's go right now to the page, print. They didn't ask for the header and columns to be showing, so we have to go and remove it. That's one thing. Second thing, it's supposed to fit on a single page. So as you can see, it's fitting on one page. If you need to a little bit make it bigger, maybe you can make it here 100%. Okay, right now it's a better view, and just here it is one page. Good. Nothing is cut or invisible. Everything is fully visible. So that's going to be our page print out number 2. I hope you got all the questions and answers, and if you have any questions, put it in the comment section.